Hello, hello. I'm Zachary Hines, and this is what you missed at the Straz. Welcome. I'm Zachary Hines, and I'm with the life-affirming LeeAnn Day Douglas. How's that one?
I love it.
And we are here for a very special holiday end of year What You Missed episode.
So what are we going to talk about?
So we're going to talk about what our listeners missed our entire lives.
Our entire lives.
So it's not just one night. It's
not one night.
an entire lifetime of theater going.
Which, considering how old I am, that's significant. So yeah, I think we were going to talk about our favorite things, our favorite theatrical things.
If Oprah can have favorite things, so can we.
So can we. And we do have favorite things.
Oh, tons of them.
Yes.
If you ask, actually, this would be funny to do once a year because my favorite things change by the day.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, mine don't.
Oh, well, I'm glad yours are more stable.
Yes.
Mine are kind of in the how I feel, what's relevant, and kind of where my mind is at. And then, yeah, ask me tomorrow. It's going to be totally different.
Okay.
So take this all with a grain of salt.
All right, fantastic. I love it. So what are your favorite things, Zach?
Well, so I was thinking we could talk about maybe some of our favorite Straz things.
Okay.
And then some of our favorite things just in general in our experiences of going to the theater anywhere. Because I was lucky to grow up in New Jersey, and so I got to go to New York quite a bit. And, you know, as my mom said in the previous episodes, that, they would take me in to see Phantom of the Opera, Beauty and the Beast. We'd go in quite a bit. And so I've been lucky to see quite a bit.
Well, I grew up in Tampa. And so
Woohoo!
when they opened the Tampa Bay Performing Arts Center, which is now the Straz Center, which is where we're recording from, it was really exciting for me because I loved musical theater and I love Broadway, and I listened to it on CD, and I thought I was going to be performing on Broadway. I was one of those teenagers, and so I was really excited when the building opened and I got to start seeing touring Broadway here in Tampa.
Yeah. Well, I mean, shameless plug. I never realized growing up how, lucky I was to be so close to New York. But, coming down here, realizing the importance of having a performing arts center in a place, it was so foreign to me when I went to UT and would talk to people who had never been to New York. And I'm like, what? How could you have never gone to New York? I was like, oh, right. Well, that was because it's so close to where I grew up. But, it really just highlights the importance of having a performing arts center in a place like Tampa so that the arts can have a platform here.
Absolutely. The arts do have a home here, and it's a really great home.
Yeah.
The first touring Broadway show I saw was West Side Story, which I fell asleep. But
What?
the first real touring Broadway show I saw as an adult or as a teenager was Les Mis.
Oh, yes.
And I got to see it twice. It was here during the holidays, and I had two friends at high school who knew how much I loved it, knew how much I wanted to see it, so they both got me tickets for Christmas. And I didn't tell each of them that they had gotten me tickets because I didn't want them to feel bad that they had both gotten me tickets. So I went to see it twice and loved it both times.
Of course.
So, and that was my first real touring Broadway theatrical experience. So
what a
that's
great first.
one of my favorite things.
Mm.
Yeah, I love that show. All of my other favorite things are more recent memory than going back that far.
Oh, yeah. I loved, my first was Phantom of the Opera, which we talked about with my mom. But my first favorite was, I did love Phantom of the Opera. I was a big, I was obsessed with Sarah Brightman. I could not get enough of her. I thought she was super extra, very dramatic, kind of my little gay boy dreams were coming true when I heard her. And I think I just wanted to grow up and be Christine.
You did. You did grow up and you are
Be
Christine.
You're too kind. But then was Beauty and the Beast, which I loved. I loved Beauty and the Beast. I totally fell for the whole Disney magic.
Oh, and you're gonna have to stop right there because we're talking about Disney magic next time.
Oh, yes. Okay, so we
Yes.
won't go too far into the Disney magic. I've been watching all my Disney Plus like nostalgic films to catch up,
To prepare.
to prepare so
Very
I could,
nice.
at least be a good converser for you cuz Leanne is our Disney guru
I
in the
am the
house.
Disney guru. Oh, well, I try to be the Disney guru. I don't know if I actually am, but yeah, I love it.
You performed, right?
I
Like you
did
were
perform.
So do you find that your favorites tend to be shows you've been in?
No,
Really?
really.
Oh, see, I think it's because usually the shows I've been in, I do the most research for. And so when you
Right.
get really invested in a show, you automatically develop an emotional connection to. So that's
Gotcha.
why, like, I remember I did a summer stock production of Ragtime, which is one of my all-time favorite
Mm-hmm.
musicals, which is by the same team that did Once on This Island and Anastasia. And Seussical the Musical. What a weird portfolio of musicals. There's not really a big through line. But Ragtime I thought was so beautiful, so like such an interesting and important story. But I was in it too, so I don't know if I'm a little biased. Same with Chorus Line.
Mm. See, the first time I saw Chorus Line, it was the movie.
Oh,
Yeah, the first time I saw it, and I
interesting.
loved it. I was
Okay.
just a kid.
Tim
My
Curry.
sister was like, we need to watch this, and we watched it, and I loved it. I loved everything about it. I think that was where I got most of my musical theater education as a
Mhm.
child was with movies. And anytime there was a movie where there was singing and dancing, I was all in. I
Okay,
loved it.
so that's an interesting take. So, what would your seeing as movie musicals probably are most people's first entryway into musical theater? What is your favorite movie musical?
I shouldn't have even brought it up. I really loved Grease.
Two,
Grease.
two.
No. Grease came out when I was a kid. And, we found it necessary to roll up our jeans and wear black shoes with white socks and
Of course.
sing Grease tunes. I loved Grease. I loved John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. Um, I also loved
What about Michelle Pfeiffer in Grease 2?
no, no Grease 2.
Grease 2 is far superior.
No. So I did not like Grease 2 at all.
Well,
But I loved
listeners, I
Grease.
loved it.
I know it's a generational thing. But I loved Saturday Night Fever, which I was too young to
Oh.
see. I was too young to see it, so my mom wouldn't let me see it. But I liked the music from it. And then there was the sequel, Staying Alive, with John Travolta and Finola Hughes.
Oh.
And I loved that movie. I must have seen it 12 times.
Oh my god, I didn't even know there was a sequel to Saturday Night
Yes,
Fever.
yes, and it's really, really. I mean, it's so cheesy now. If you watch it
Is it
now, it's
like the
like,
Grease 2 of
oh my
Saturday Night
gosh,
Fever?
it's so cheesy. But as an adult, I watched Saturday Night Fever because I was like, I want to see why my mother wouldn't let me see this movie. And then I was like, oh, okay,
That's why.
I get it now. I see why I wasn't allowed to see it, but still a good movie,
I joke
classic.
that my dog walks like John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever when he's walking down. That's exactly how my dog
I'm sure
walks.
he does. So yeah, but I loved Staying Alive. And those are not musicals. I mean, they are, but they're not.
Yeah,
They're
did they
not.
turn Saturday Night Fever? Because I know they turned it into a stage musical, but was that before the movie or after? Do you know?
I think it was after. And
Probably
I
that.
saw Fiddler on the Roof. The first time I saw Fiddler on the Roof was as a movie, and I loved
Oh.
it. But I used to watch anytime there were old movies on, like Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. I would watch
Mm.
those. I love a good tap dance number, just like I
I
told
know,
you
I know you
before.
love.
I
Leanne loves her
love it.
tap.
I love the tap. So 42nd Street is one of my favorites, just
Ah,
because of the tapping.
oh
There is
yes.
so much phenomenal tapping, glitter, sequins, lights. It's just amazing.
Oh yeah. I wish they could make movie musicals like they did back then. Like I know they tried with like La La Land and um
Yeah, I didn't like La La Land.
I liked it. I didn't think it was, I mean, when you compare it to what it was, a tribute
What it
to,
was
it
supposed to
can't
be.
even.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. I couldn't even finish watching it.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
burn.
yeah, I know,
Ouch.
I know. I tried. I really tried, and I'd heard it was great, and I watched it, and I was like, "Oh, I just can't."
Savage.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I saw Chicago, the movie, before
Mm,
I saw the stage play,
me too.
which is interesting because it's very different than the play.
It is different, and I totally fell in love with Catherine
Oh
Zeta-Jones.
my God, me too. uh, yeah, from Sarah Brightman to Catherine Zeta-Jones. I would have like, I mean, when did I was in middle school when it came out,
Ugh, you're
and
so
so
young.
I
I was in
would be in
college.
New York on the subway thinking like, oh my God, what if like I run into Catherine Zeta-Jones? Like I just would have these like fantasies of running into her and like saving her life or or just like accidentally bumping into her and then like becoming best friends.
Oh gosh, yeah, I
Yeah.
loved her in that
Because
movie.
of course she would want to befriend a little gay middle schooler.
Of course. Why not? Why not? So yeah, I saw that movie first too.
Yeah, and it's interesting because so my mom saw the musical, the Broadway version first, and she didn't really want to see the movie because she didn't like the stage play, but she loved the movie.
Mm.
And I loved the movie. That was my first introduction to Chicago. I loved the music. I loved the story. And then I just actually recently saw it when it was here last year.
Mhm.
And I was expecting I know it's totally different. And it was totally different, but I loved it. I thought it was so great. But I could see, I don't know if my theory is that if you saw the movie first, you're definitely going to like the stage
I
play
think so too.
because the movie adds a lot more context. The stage play has no dialogue. It's just the
Right.
songs like as a cabaret review.
Right.
And so when you have the movie, it adds kind of the dialogue in the background that you already, so you can kind of fill in the blanks when you're
Right.
seeing the play.
Kind of like when you see the Harry Potter movies.
Right, exactly.
You have to fill in the
hmm
blanks because they leave a lot out.
And you know what's interesting? So one of my favorite musical probably ever, which will stay my favorite no matter what day it is Cabaret. I love Cabaret.
I love Cabaret.
And I love the movie Cabaret. And what
Mhm.
I love, it's actually my favorite book too, The Berlin Stories by Christopher Isherwood. I was just talking about that yesterday. I'm talking real fast.
How much
I'm getting
coffee have you had? I
excited.
love it.
But what's interesting is Cabaret, the movie, explores different parts of the book than the musical. So they actually work really well together. It goes kind of into different territory than the stage play.
Okay, so here's a classic. Sound of Music.
Oh, yes. I have never seen a stage version of Sound of Music.
I have. I also saw the live on TV version with
Oh,
Carrie Underwood, which we're not going to talk about.
no.
But
This is
it
not a
is
least favorite. Should we have a least
no,
favorite?
it is one of my favorite movies, and I fell in love with Julie Andrews through that movie. And so then when I saw Victor Victoria, I was like, oh, I love this movie because I love Julie Andrews.
I love that
It
movie.
was really, really great on so many levels. So there are a couple more musicals if any of you out there haven't heard of them. Victor Victoria
Yes,
is a
definitely check
good
that one
one.
out. And then they
Yeah,
did make that into a stage version that Julie Andrews
they did.
was starred in.
Yeah.
Actually, since it is the end of the year, and speaking of Sound of Music, my family, it's our tradition every New Year's Day, we watch Sound of Music.
Hey, well, they play it, I think, on TV every Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's like Sound of Music and Wizard of Oz are like those two
The holiday
movies
ones.
that they play annually. Like, Thanksgiving or Christmas, it's going to be on and you watch it as a family.
Yep.
Do you have any of those like traditional?
The Sound of Music and Wizard of Oz, like you said, but
hmm
also A Christmas Story.
Oh,
You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Love that.
I've never seen that in full.
Okay, you need to watch it. I will loan you the DVD. Do you
Okay.
have a DVD player?
No.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. So it's a good one though. It's really, really cute.
I
So,
know. I've seen like bits and pieces over. I've probably seen the whole film through bits and pieces over the years,
mhm.
and I've loved everything I've seen. But I don't know why it's never been on my list. I did watch part of the live staged version. Did you like with the Sound of Music? Did you see that?
I don't think so.
It was bad. So
Oh, good then. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't. So let's talk about our favorite Straz
okay, yeah.
shows. Okay, so I have 3 top Straz shows.
Oh,
Okay, so the first top one is Edward Albee's The Goat, or Who is Sylvia? And
yes.
Jobsite Theater put that on. And for anybody who doesn't know what that is, I'm going to read you the synopsis
Oh
from
God.
Wikipedia. The tale of a married, middle aged architect, his wife, and their son, whose lives crumble when he falls in love with a goat. I'm going to repeat that. When he falls in love with a goat,
Named Sylvia.
the play focuses on the limits of an ostensibly liberal society. Albee challenges audience members to question their own moral judgment of social taboos. This play was brilliant.
So good. Definitely one of my favorites. I love Edward Albee.
I had never seen anything like this before. And Job Site's casting was phenomenal. It was one of those shows where after the show, we had to leave and go to a restaurant so that we could talk about the show
Ah,
and
yes.
just dissect the show. And I think we talked for a couple of hours. The poor waitress, she was probably just trying to go home.
She's like, why are all these people
I
talking
don't
about loving goats?
understand. So, but it was really amazing. And the way that the playwright makes you kind of sit there and think, oh, but the way he turns it, it's almost like, I think it's okay that this guy is in love with
hmm
a goat. And then you're like, no, it's not okay that he's in love with a goat. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it's okay that he's in love with a goat. And it's just, if you ever get a chance to see it, I'm going to plead right now with Job
Oh,
Site
wow.
to please stage this play again because it was amazing.
Well, I'll second that because I've only read the play. I've never had a chance to see it. So please, job site.
Please, Job Site. This is one of my favorite
You'll
things.
definitely have two people in the
Yes,
audience.
the two of us will be there. So that's one of my favorite Straz things. What about you?
Okay. Well, probably the thing that always sticks out when I think of kind of moments that really resonated with me here was when we brought the Cuban National Ballet
Mm.
for their performance of Giselle.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was one of those moments where it wasn't just the show, it was the whole theater going experience. It was when I love those times where you can really feel the energy
Mm.
of the crowd. You could
Mm-hmm.
just the excitement was palpable. And I know it was a feather in our cap to have them, and it was a big community effort to get them here. So just kind of knowing a little bit of the backstory of the journey of getting them to our
Right.
stage was pretty moving just to finally see it coming to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
And then just to see like the technique and quality of the performance. It was so classic, but in a very authentic way. Sometimes you see, these companies try to do a traditional ballet and it kind of feels fake.
Mm-hmm.
And this just felt so in their DNA that it made sense that it was a very traditional rendition of this ballet. So it's something that, I was like, wow, this is a once in a lifetime.
Cool. That's really cool. I'm sorry I missed that one.
Yeah.
So okay, I'm just gonna say for the listeners, hopefully I can say this and this doesn't get edited out, but I am a for touring Broadway. I love touring Broadway. So the next two of my favorite things are touring Broadway. So sorry. We'll see if that gets edited
It
out or
better.
not.
No, it's
Yes.
not, listeners. You've heard it
So
here first.
so my next favorite thing it's a Disney thing. So I'm not going to talk about it too much.
Okay.
But it's Disney's Mary Poppins.
Oh,
Okay. And
that's a favorite?
the thing that I loved about Disney's Mary Poppins was the way that and I don't know if they do this anymore, but the version that I saw did this and it was fantastic. Bert, the chimney sweep, at a certain point, the way that they frame the stage and the proscenium, okay, he's doing this tap dance. Here I am with the tap dance
The
again.
tap. Give her some
Oh my
tap,
gosh, I
and
love the
you're
tap.
really a for
So I
tap.
am. And so he's doing this tap dance, and he's tap dancing and doing this tap dance number, and they've obviously got a wire on him. But you can't see it. You can't see the wire, of course, because it's touring Broadway and they're fabulous. So he starts tap dancing up the side of the stage, like in the air. And so he's tap dancing and walking up, and then he walks upside down to the proscenium, and he's tap dancing upside down on the proscenium of the stage. And just the like core strength that you have to be able to be moving your arms
Oh
and doing a
yeah.
tap dance upside down. I'm sorry. So that is one of my favorite things because that blew me away. And when he's done with his tap dance number on the proscenium, he comes down the other side of the stage and finishes it off on stage.
I know that really. I remember I saw that on Broadway, and that was really incredible. And you know what? If you love a good tap number, this reminds me, you're gonna love SpongeBob when it comes here.
Oh, really?
Speaking of, that's probably this. This might be a little polarizing to say, but SpongeBob the musical is probably my favorite recent musical that
Okay,
I've
I'm
seen.
gonna have to see it then.
There's a Squidward tap dance number where he's tapping with all of his squid legs.
Okay.
And it is a real show. It is one of the, it's like that Burt moment. It's
Gotcha.
like amazing how he does it. It really just floors you. But that
Okay.
musical is just so much fun.
Okay, we have to see that together.
Yes, we're definitely seeing SpongeBob.
We'll see SpongeBob. Okay, so your turn.
Okay. So Straz, so I talked about Giselle. You know, this is recent too. Come From Away. That probably, I mean, that was such a well done. That was probably my favorite musical last season. You know, I know Hamilton was the big blockbuster, and Dear Evan Hansen was fabulous as well. But Come From Away, I feel like maybe because I wasn't expecting too much, because we had the two, you know, Dear Evan Hansen and Hamilton were taking up
Right.
a lot of oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
But wow, that just, it was so simple and just a great reminder of the goodness, the inherent goodness in people, and how we can all come together and solve any problem. And it just, I was like crying tears of joy the entire time. It was
Wow.
embarrassing.
See, that's another one I missed. So I'm glad
Oh
you
yeah,
saw
next
it.
time you would love it. I
Yeah.
think I don't think there's a tap number.
Okay.
But
I can live without
yeah.
that. Yeah. It's just a nice bonus when I get it. Yeah.
I'll tap dance at intermission. Actually, I
Okay.
don't even think it has an intermission.
So you'll tap dance before.
Before.
That means
yeah.
you'd have to be here on time.
Hey, I've been good. I haven't been late to a show
Not yet. Not yet. So my third Straz favorite thing is kind of predictable, but it's Wicked.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
Wicked on so many levels. I love Wicked. I love that when you sit down in the audience, when the show first starts, there's a dragon on the proscenium and his eyes glow and smoke comes out of his nostrils. And I'm sorry, that's just fantastic. That's just to start the show. And the dragon is a throwback to the book. So that show originated from a book.
Which is very different.
It's very different. It's very dark. It's
Very adult.
Very adult. It's very fabulous. So if anyone wants to read the books, there's a whole series of them. And it's very interesting. So I had to see Wicked because I read the book and I wanted to see. So the dragon in the beginning was amazing. I love that the leads are two female leads. That was fantastic to me. The other thing was the fact that she's green, but there's this undercurrent because really what it is someone who's different and someone whose skin is a different color and the way she gets treated because of these things and how she has to overcome. And it's really a great message. And it comes across in such a non-threatening way because she is green.
Right.
So it kind of makes it, a little less on point. Just enough for people who might not get the message, who need the message to get the message.
Right. They're not put on the defensive.
Exactly.
It
It's not
brings them into it, and they can kind of see how it applies to maybe some of their other thinking.
exactly. So those are the reasons that Wicked is, I think, my top most favorite thing.
Well, actually, I think I'm gonna have to agree with you because I was just talking to one of my friends about how I think Wicked is the perfect musical. I haven't seen anything since Wicked that has kind of met that scale of like the big Broadway show. You know, it has the
Right.
spectacle, it has a fabulous story. I love that it's two strong female characters that both have their own individuality, and the music, it just everything just works
Has the
so well with it.
belting songs,
And it didn't win best musical.
which is crazy.
I still can't get over that.
Well, it's going to win the best musical of my heart.
Yes, we are. Don't worry, Wicked. You may have lost the Tony, but you have won the what you missed.
What are we going to have to come up with an
We're
award now?
the Missies.
We're going to give you 10 out of 10 dragons.
Yes.
Yes, we love you.
Well, you know, I was obsessed in high school. That was like I remember it was freshman year, and my best friend, Nora, we were planning our first like New York trip, and we were going to see Wicked, and we got witches' hats that we brought in because we were sitting in the last row of the orchestra, which in that theater is up against a wall, so we
Mhm.
weren't blocking anyone's view. So we're wearing our hats, and I was just like, we just kind of were best friends from the moment we met. So like for good, we were like holding each other's hands, like crying. It was so like as musical theater high schoolers
Right.
are very extra and obnoxious. But
We love them though because
yes,
they become the audiences
yes.
of the future.
I still am one. I
Yes.
still am. I haven't progressed since that. But yeah, people even in the at intermission were like, "Where did you get those hats? Where can we buy them?"
Like, these are our
I
hats.
know.
These are ours.
We're like, we're gonna set up a stand outside the theater now.
So, do you have a top something that you saw in New York that you haven't mentioned? Because I have one more.
Okay, so this is a little interesting. Probably my favorite theater going experience is in New York. It's still playing. It's called Sleep No More.
Okay.
And it is what they call immersive theater,
Mm-hmm.
where you are not sitting in an audience, you're actually in a theater, you're actually moving through a space, following, it's immersing you in the actual play itself. So it's loosely
Oh.
based on Macbeth
Okay.
and Alfred Hitchcock, which
Gotcha.
if fans of Alfred Hitchcock will notice that the McKittrick Hotel, which is the location of it, is the hotel from Vertigo. And you get to all the audience members wear a mask, and you follow whoever you want. They set you loose in this like 5-story haunted hotel, and you can follow all. It's told through dance. There's no dialogue, and there's all these rooms. You can touch all the props you want. There's a
Huh.
candy store that you can take candy
Oh,
from,
wow.
and they try to like separate you from your group, so you're really alone for
Oh,
most of it.
okay.
But it's like uh, I don't know. I've never experienced anything like it, and it's amazing in just the scale of it, how they can move all these people through the space, how they you feel like you are making choices on your own and where you're going, but you're actually being manipulated to go a
Right.
certain route, and
Of
you have no
course.
idea because everyone ends up at the same place,
Mm.
but you feel like you're just choosing to go that way,
Right, of course.
which is amazing. You're like, what? How did
How
I
did we
end up
get
here? Like, how
here?
did we all end up here? And then, the coolest thing is when you're leaving and you're just hearing everyone talk about their own experiences because everyone has a totally different experience.
Right.
And that's why you could go like multiple times and have
Oh.
a I remember my friend who I was with, he was in the candy store and he was like, he overheard someone be like, "Oh yeah, I got all this candy." And he's like, "What? You could actually take the candy from the candy store? I thought it was just a prop." And he was like trying to find it.
Oh, that's awful. So my very, very favorite New York theatrical experience, and I'm going to say this, if you ever get a chance to go to New York, you have to see at least one show with a star in it.
Mhm.
Because I was lucky enough to see The Boy from Oz with Hugh Jackman,
Oh, wow.
and Stephanie J. Block was playing Liza Minnelli, and she was amazing. And the fact that I know who she was, even though Hugh Jackman was on stage, tells you how amazing she was. And she actually ended up touring as Elphaba in Wicked,
Right.
in I think the second national tour that they
Mm-hmm.
did.
And
So
she was
I
on
was,
Broadway.
yeah, she was on Broadway. So I was really happy to see her when she came through Tampa with the Wicked tour. It's been a while now,
And she
but
was on I saw her here in 9 to 5.
oh, nice,
Mm-hmm.
very nice. Well, Hugh Jackman was, I mean, the boy from Oz didn't tour. It was just on Broadway, and Hugh Jackman was playing. I don't even know the character's
Peter
name.
Allen.
Thank you, Peter Allen, who was Liza Minnelli's first husband.
I can't
I
remember.
think it was her first husband.
But he eventually was out, like gay.
Well,
He's
yeah, he
gay.
was gay, and but he was also like a musician,
Mm-hmm.
and
And my baby.
he was fabulous. Hugh Jackman was fabulous, and I had only seen him in the movies. I didn't know he could sing.
Oh yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and I was so close, I could see him sweat.
Oh.
So it was really a fabulous experience. So I definitely recommend it if you have someone that you really, really like, Neil Patrick Harris, or anything you really want to see them, and they're starring on something in Broadway, and you have the opportunity, just plan ahead and see if you can see them.
So this is one thing that will give you a nice peek inside my mind and bring us around full circle is, like when stars are in a Broadway show, when they come out, there's like, Hugh Jackman comes out and then there's like
Everybody
applause.
screams.
Woo!
Yeah.
So senior year of high school, we did Les Mis. And I was the master of the house with my best friend. She was the mistress of the house, the wife, who went to Wicked with me. And one of my other really good friends, I was like, so when I come out, can you start applause? And she did, and it worked.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
so
awesome.
I had one of those like star applause moments.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it was totally fabricated by me.
I need to see if I can work that out here at work.
Yes.
So every time I walk in the door, everybody starts like standing up and applauding.
I can help out with that.
Okay.
As long we'll trade off days as long
Okay.
as I can get it every now and
Sounds
then.
good. Sounds good.
All right. Well, those are our favorite things for our lifetime up till now.
Yes.
Tune in next year for our updates. But I wish everyone the best holiday season and a fabulous 2020. Make sure you get out and see more theater. I'm Zachary Hines, and this is what you missed at the Straz.